What's good? It's your boy Fanon. Gonna talk a little boxing this Sunday afternoon. What's up? We got one person in the house. Hope all is well with you. Let me know who you are. Wait for a couple people to get in the building. Not sure how many people are going to show up on a Sunday afternoon, but I thought I'd let it roll. I'm getting super excited for next week. I am one of the people that actually have the ESPN Plus app. So we get to see how Terence Crawford and Jeff Horn is going to get affected by the fact that you got to pay for it on this ESPN Plus app. So, let me know your thoughts on it. If you guys seen any promotion on it, who you guys think is going to win the bout? What's good, Charles D? How you feeling, man? Black Ham TV, man, it's good. Always good to see the regular folk up in the building. Let's talk a little boxing, man. Let's talk a little boxing. Black Ham TV, what's good? Yeah, y'all smash it. We got 23 people. Let's smash the like button on the way in. I think I'm probably going to be on here for about an hour. Mark Blake, what's good with you, J-Dog? Reginald Thompson, excuse me. Sorry, a little tired. Wasn't reading clearly. David Pierce, what's good? What's good, my man? What's blazing in sports, man? Good to speak to you again, as usual. Kid Mid retracted his message, but what's happening? Got Eric R in the house. I'm chilling, man. What's good with you? Lim from ATL. What's going out there, man? And Charles Z finally got a notification. Yeah, I don't get it, man. That's the, that's some, hey, man, that's what happens when you get into bed with an elephant, man. They gonna make the decisions that they want to make out about how they do their business, and you gotta live with it, man. Lim Khan said, "What's good? Okay, what's good to you?" J Dog, Bob not promoting it. Shake my head. We know we and the LDBC are promoting. Yeah, man, I made several videos about it this week, over the last couple of days, just trying to get the word out, remind people, that the fight is coming up. Let's get it right. I want to see him do well, and I would definitely want to see Terence Crawford do well. And as far as the numbers and how well the fight does, and also how he does in the fight, I want to see him do well. CMS J Dog says, how at Charles? Okay, that's not me. Good information, bro. What's going on? Be more regular one. J Dog, I'm chilling. J Dog, what's good? David Pierce said, I think it's genius. Truckers can now see fights. Yeah, now that is a good one. But I think you can already see that on. I think they can see the Showtime fights on that, but that's good. I'd rather just have them put it on the regular app and let people see it. As long as you subscribe to an ESPN deal, I don't see why we necessarily got to have an extra one, but hey, man, I'm glad that they can. What's good? JMJ 12121 said, I hope Crawford wins, but don't hope an upset. What do you mean? Don't hope an upset. Don't be surprised with an upset. Let me know what you mean by that, JMJ 2121. But much love in the super chat, man. Haplotype, what's good? It said Fanon kicking the real stuff. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Gregory Wyatt, greetings, brothers and sisters. Troll Hunter reporting to duty. For duty. You know what? I actually forgot, man. I've got to let trolls in the building. And I would be doing that right now. I made a promise that I would let some of these cats up off this. I'll do it for next video, but I gotta let some of these guys up off the block list so we can get it running again. Almost signs point to Sean Porter winning, but I'm rooting for Danny on this one. Hey, a lot of people think Danny Garcia is favored to win that fight. I mean, I'm leaning slightly towards Danny Garcia, man, to tell you the truth. Let me get back down here. Fanon, you get the email? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Absolutely. I got to make sure I take care of that. But I did get that email, and I got to work on that and find the video to do it, man. I just been busy, but I have not. Every time I see your name, my man, I see it. Hey, by the way, post that again. Like just in the chat so people can see this, man. Ali Voso, please put your that song on there, and y'all go check this thing out, man. This was he's a music. Ali Voso is a musician, and I'm gonna use his intro music and try to do a little short video with him. I'm trying to make sure I do it right because I don't want to get any copyright strikes for using the film footage of boxers, but man, put your stuff in there in the comment section, Alivosa, so people can get, see your work, man. What's good, Marlo's Corner? I am chilling, man. I'm chilling like a villain, man. Connor Wilson, man, I appreciate that compliment. That's a very good channel. Marlo said, wrench gang salute. D Neasel said, I can't support someone who's in the sunken place. What black boxer was number one under Bob? Sugar Ray Leonard. That's about it, though. But those are like, I think Sugar Ray Leonard and him were like two peas in a pod. And that's before he really made, before he really got over the top. He got introduced through Muhammad Ali, but then he signed Sugar Ray Leonard. I think Sugar Ray Leonard was really his first big dude. Kind of like, Sugar Ray Leonard was his Anthony Joshua. Phony as the day is long. But at least Sugar Ray Leonard could fight. That's my take on it anyway. Trey X in the house. What's good, man? How you feeling? Yeah, Somali Pirate in here, man. Yeah, hit the like button. Hit the like button as you guys come in. It's going to be slow moving with the people tuning in on this one because it's Sunday afternoon, I do believe. But, man, I just wanted to have a good conversation with the folk that, love talking about this boxing. Kid Mid says, no disrespect. I'm not sure with me. Kid Mid, I appreciate that, man. That dude's got a good channel, man. He puts his work in. But I definitely appreciate it. Oh, JMJ2120 says, I hope Horn doesn't win. I don't think you got to worry too much about that, man. And yes, absolutely, P player. Shout out and salute to the super chat. That's much love. Yeah, I don't think you got a lot to worry about that, man. I don't think you got a lot to work with it. I'm hoping it's a really, really good fight. I hope it's a really good fight. Now, the difference between the Terence Crawford going into this fight and Manny Pacquiao going into it is number one, well, two things. Terence Crawford is better than Manny Pacquiao is. Definitely at this stage in his career, he's better than Manny Pacquiao was last July. For people that want to get offended, if I would say that Terence Crawford is better than Manny Pacquiao at any point in his career, because quite honestly, I think that's true. But he's a young fighter or a mature fighter, and he also knows what he's dealing with. He knows that what Jeff Horn is bringing. But at the same time, I'm not going to underestimate what Jeff Horn can do. Beating Manny Pacquiao ain't no easy. That's not an easy deal. Even if people think that he didn't win the fight, personally, I think I could see how people could have scored it for him. But that's my take on it, man. Hey, Beverly Rose, I hope you got my note. Because I wanted to say that before. I wanted to say that. I text you. Connor Wilson says, who's my favorite boxer actively right now? Errol Spence Jr. My favorite active fighter is Errol Spence Jr. My favorite all-time fighter for sure is God dog, can't believe I said Manny Pacquiao, is Muhammad Ali. Without a doubt. Easy. Oh, SOG. Yes. Lim Collins said, bro, I've been saying for a long time that AJ is an average fighter and not really that good. I'm glad to hear you feel the same way. Yeah, I'm not that impressed, man. I mean, I think he's a very good fighter. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a very, very good fighter, but I don't think he's I think he's as much media creation as he is. I mean, to do the things he's done, you got to be a good fighter, right? But he can be knocked off. That ain't no situation where like I'm gonna wait, like, oh, I think it's gonna be 5-10 years before it's gonna be 5-10 years before this dude loses a fight. I don't believe that. Kid Mid Fanon, who will White fight next? I think it's gonna be Pulev. I will be shocked if he fights Luis Ortiz. If he does fight Luis Ortiz, it's going to be a wrap. It's nice knowing him. It's been nice. Holler at you because he's going to get beat. And that's going to lead to a fight with I don't know if I can see the minutes on this but I'll look for Eric R. Eric R. Prayers for Beverly Rose. Yeah, man. Beverly Rose is, yeah. Hey, Beverly Rose, put that PayPal in there. And we're going to do a video. Actually, we're going to do a video tomorrow. We're going to talk about it and put her PayPal information in the video when I put it up there. And so hopefully like you guys can support her. It's a good young lady. Eric R. Fanon, I think the way Sean smothers his opponents and smothers his opponents work. I can't see Danny getting enough distance constantly to land that left hook flush. No inside work really in Danny's arsenal. Okay, that's fair enough point. We'll see. I think he might be able to do that, man. I don't want to underestimate Danny Garcia. I think Danny Garcia, at a point, I would have Danny Garcia. I would have had Danny Garcia well inside my top 10 pound for pound boxers, because I think that he's beaten a lot of tough competition that I'm not expecting him to beat. You know, I liked Danny Garcia. I didn't necessarily expect him to beat Lucas Matisse, and I didn't really know if he was going to beat Amir Khan. So I know that was at 140 pounds, but I mean, dude did work on those cats, man. You know what I mean? Somali Pirate said Billy Ho making moves. Oh yeah, you know that dude's on something, man. That was a fraudulent move, man. That was a fraudulent move. Held that dude Martin Murray up again. Like, nah, I'm trying to get some of this money. Trying to negotiate with Canelo. Was he trying to negotiate with Gennady Golovkin to get hold of all those belts? Which I do think for sure he will. He will get if if he gets in there with Gennady Golovkin. I like Billy Joe Saunders, man. I think Billy Joe Saunders is a very, very good boxer. I'm interested to see what would happen. You know, I like the middleweight division, man. The middleweight division is looking good. Okay, I see your reply there, Beverly. Cool. Yeah, but Ali Voso my rap show into YouTube, or go to my page and it's there. Thanks. Yeah, definitely check out Ali Voso, man. That's really good work he did. Napoleon Armstrong, much love in the super chat, man. He says Crawford versus Molina again. That's the horn blueprint. Oh, okay. I don't remember I gotta see that fight again, man. I gotta see that fight again. Well, I know for certain something about that fight for sure. Crawford won. But that's at a smaller weight class, you know? It could be the blueprint, but that's a smaller work. That's a smaller weight class. I'm not worried. I mean, I'm not concerned about the boxing, about the skill level of the two. I know that Terence Crawford is the more highly skilled boxer, that he's a more versatile boxer. But like Terence Crawford said about Jeff Horn, you know, I think he's a lot more difficult than other people think he is. You know, I think Terence Crawford mentioned things about his feints, the different looks that he throws, you know, and really gave Jeff Horn a lot of credit. But at the same time said, hey, man, if he wants to bang, I can bang with him, give him all the punishment he needs. So it's going to be exciting. It's going to be an exciting bout. I'm just really interested to see how this is going to go with this DAZN app. I did watch Tiger Woods the other day on DAZN. So I'm sure they got somebody subscribing, since they're putting his tournaments on DAZN. So you know they're going to get a lot of subscribers off of that. But anyway, for now, what's going on, Raul? What's going on, Raul Gutierrez? Man, I'm missing Sal Gutierrez. You got Raul Gutierrez. There's also Sal Gutierrez I haven't seen in a minute. But what's good with you, Sal? What's going on with you, Raul? Somali Pirate says, but he lost to Herrera. Yeah, absolutely. Connor Wilson says, do you box? I'm a boxing fan. I am too old to be having people punch me in the gut. That ain't happening, homie. I love the pugilism from the outside of the ropes. But I think that I'm gonna work to get a little sparring in. There's some classes and some stuff going on. All the sparring I've ever done was in Hapkido. But nah, I'm just a boxing fan, man. I'm not throwing them hands. Uh, 100 boxing UK. Saunders has had a 6 or 7 pullouts in the last 3 years. Well, I mean, if he's doing it that much, it's telling you it's something that he's looking for, man. He's just because I don't see why you have to have 6 or 7 of those. I'd be interested to know how many of those are. Beverly Rose, love Billy Joe Saunders. I hope he fights top competition. Yeah, I mean, he did. Well, he's the first to beat Chris Eubank, and everybody thought that was, I don't know if you consider him to be the top-notch competition anymore. Man, much love in the super chat. Mark Blake, what's good with you, sir? How are you? Patrick Stewart said, you going to Dallas for the fight? I think that I am. I'm looking forward, man. I really want to. I've got a lot of work, like, real job work to do. But I'm trying. I think my wife is also going to Texas. My wife has a job interview in Texas like next Tuesday. So, I mean, it just kind of just depends on what's going on with her. Schmidt, suspect chin on Crawford. He always gets nailed in his fights. I've never seen him go down. Schmidt, OG. I don't know. I've never seen him go down. I've seen him take some real good flush shots and keep moving, but I don't know if he's got a suspect chin. He might have a, there are times when he engages, if you get him into a fight and he wants to fight, he'll go through those periods of time where he's going to throw hands with you. You know what I mean? So, yeah, but I understand he does get nailed, but I think that's kind of because he wants to exchange. I don't know. Like if that with Errol Spence, that might cause him a problem. With a real big puncher, it might cause him a problem. But I don't know if he's gonna do that, against a guy that he's concerned that he might really be concerned about their power. Ash Kicking Products. What's good, Ash Kicking Products? And by the way, please go to ashkicking.com and get you some lotion for them ashy knuckles and knees. Ash Kicking Products. Seriously, man, we got to support these. We got to support these businesses and boxing channels. And Ash Kicking Products is a big supporter of Dante's Boxing Nation. And I think I've seen you. I also think you had an advertisement on another boxing channel. But you got to, hey man, you got to support guys with that have those companies that are doing those type of things. So if you guys haven't heard of Ash Kicking Products, Google Ash Kicking Products, go to ashkicking.com, and buy some product from a man. But Ash Kicking Products said if it wasn't for Crawford fight being on ESPN app, there would be no talk about the fight leading up to it. Poor promotion by Top Rank. Yeah, I mean, there's just, I agree 100%. Absolutely. No doubt about it. C-Level DC says if Horn beats Crawford, is he in your top 3 pound for pound? Yeah. Nah, no. Because he's moving up in weight. Because Terence Crawford is moving up in weight. I mean, it's hard for me. I could say, let me put it this way. C-Level DC. If Horn beats Crawford, he's a legitimate, for real welterweight champion who I want to see in with Errol Spence. I want to see him in there with anybody else in the welterweight division. He's trouble for everybody in the welterweight division if he beats Terence Crawford. But I can't necessarily, it depends on how the fight turns out, but because he's so much bigger than Terence Crawford, I'm not really big on having a guy fight somebody that's smaller than him and then saying, that gives him a credit towards being pound for, gives him some pound for pound credentials off of beating guys that are smaller than him. You know what I mean? Which is kind of why I don't even put heavyweights in pound for pound, because heavyweight's really not a weight class. You have heavyweights that are outweighing their competition by 30 pounds, right? That's pretty much what Anthony Joshua, when Anthony Joshua fought Joseph Parker, I'm pretty sure he might have outweighed him by 30 pounds, right? I mean, not saying that that's a bad thing. Heavyweight is heavyweights, right? But, if Kovalev, like that argument that what people were making about Kovalev and Andre Ward being for pound number 1, and then by the way, they turned around and rejected and didn't live up to and forgot they said as soon as the littler man won. It was more like if Sergey Kovalev beats Andre Ward, he becomes pound for pound number 1. But if Andre Ward beats him, then, hey, man, we're just going to act like it didn't happen. But anyway, I'm just not big on that type of situation where somebody moves up in weight or is fighting a smaller guy or is fighting somebody who comes up in weight and necessarily saying that's a pound for pound thing. Because I think Jeff Horn probably should be fighting at 154 already, and Terence Crawford came up from 135. So I think this bout says more about Terence Crawford and his ability to fight a bigger man than it does about Jeff Horn and whether he can deal with a more skilled little man. You know what I mean? But at the same time, if Jeff Horn beats Terence Crawford, hey man, much respect to you. That means he beat Manny Pacquiao, he beat Terence Crawford. You got to give that dude his respect. I'm already giving his respect. But people right there really got to take him seriously then. And stop acting like it's just some fluke or, it's just like he's some mirage. You know what I mean? That's my take on it. Let me go down to the bottom and go back up again because I want to make sure that I don't get too far behind. B&B's boss said he think I'm a nice guy. I think you're a nice guy, man. Connor, what's your favorite Charlo twin? I like Jamal the best. Hey, man, I like them both, really. I mean, I like Jamal Charlo because I like Jamal. Probably Jamal. Probably Jamal because I don't have. There's nobody in the middleweight division that I don't, that I really want to see. That I would be upset that he beat. Jermell Charlo. There's some other guys around him at 154 that I like, but. I mean, if I had to choose between the two, I'd probably say Jamal, even though I have a suspicion that Jermell might be, a little more wrinkles in his game. But I also like that Jermell trains with my favorite fighter right now, which is Errol Spence Jr. Right? I like the fact that he's willing to get in there and, throw hands with him. Ronald Finkel, oh, man, for not intentional, getting deep now. We crowning him king now. What's up? I don't think I got deep. So have I? But I appreciate the compliment. Oh, Rashawn Hudson said Jeff Horn's footwork is underrated. Yeah, that's what I think Terence Crawford said the same thing about him, man, that people are underrated. I think everything about Jeff Horn is underrated. Personally, I don't think that this dude this is like an anti-hype job. You know what I mean? What's good, man? Oh, Gregory Wyatt, shout out to Super Chat. Said ash kicking products are a must-have if you want to smell great. Their products are Troll Hunter approved. That's right. I'm trying to tell you, support them, man. Support them. Yeah. I like that, man. Much love in Super Chat, man. Let me see. Gregory Hunter, what's up, my brother? Let me go back up here. Oh, Raul Gutierrez says, no way Horn beats Crawford. Oh, there's a way now. It's not the most likely way in the world, but it can happen. There have been crazier things that have happened in the world. Roberto Duran, I didn't think Roberto Duran had a shot against Sugar Ray Leonard, in the first fight. I didn't. Sugar Ray Leonard, I thought the first fight with Roberto Duran and Sugar Ray Leonard would go like the second fight between Roberto Duran and Sugar Ray Leonard. But Sugar Ray Leonard fought a dumb fight and lost the fight. He came back with a better game plan the second one and completely outclassed him. But, it happened. You know what I mean? Things happen. I would have never thought that Hakeem Rahman would beat Lennox Lewis. But Hakeem Rahman knocked him out. I didn't think Corey Sanders was going to beat Vladimir Klitschko. It happened. That's the beautiful thing about boxing. All kind of things can happen in boxing, The guy's got two hands. He's got two hands, and he's got a lot of experience in the ring. And if he hits, and any man hits another man flush in that chin, man, they can cause you some problems. You know what I mean? Lomachenko got dropped by Jorge Linares, and I was never big on Jorge Linares, right? And hey, man, if Jorge Linares had a little more power, if he was really a heavy puncher, hey man, he could have with that shot, he could have put Lomachenko up out of there. You just a lot of things happen that you don't know, or Orlando Salido beating Lomachenko. Just things happen, So I'm not going to say the cat doesn't have a chance. I think he does have a chance. That's what I said about him and Manny Pacquiao. Shoot, he beat Manny Pacquiao, and people were like, "There's no way Jeff Horn is going to beat him." Schmidt OG said, yeah, but Jeff Horn is an elite phenom. He beat Pac-Man on the old end. He did. And maybe he's not elite. We'll see. We'll see. You know, that's a look. We'll see. I'm telling you, I got him getting stopped by cuts. Oh, right. Napoleon said fight could be stopped on cuts. Yeah, that's where I'm kind of, oops. That's where I am on a Napoleon Armstrong. I think that's where I'm leaning. The fight could be stopped on cuts. Horn will have a higher guard than usual, and Bud's body work will kill the body snatcher. We'll see if he can really do that against a guy that big, though. We'll see. And I'm not saying he can't. I'm just saying we'll see. I have Terence Crawford winning the bout, but I'm not sleeping on Jeff Horn. I think the dude is majorly underrated by people. I do. I watched the films of his fights. I'm watching how he handles himself. I think that the kid is a good fighter. I don't think he's on the level of Terence Crawford, but Terence Crawford has to show himself at 147. And even Terence Crawford says that. You know what I mean? So what's going on, Corey Lee? Anyway, that's where I'm at on that, man. Let me get back to the bike. Horn's gritty. Yeah, absolutely, man. He's gritty, and he wants to get that work in, you know? He wants to get the work in. I don't think he's going to be shy about it. You know, I think he might have I just think he's got an underrated what? Sporting Icons UK. I am ready for you. That's a troll, right? I know that's a troll name right there, man. You're hilarious. Okay. I'm ready for Brooke to stop Jared Hurd if they decide to fight. Man, let me tell you, Jared Hurd will beat the brakes. Will hurt Kell Brook. What's good, Curtis Anderson? He'll beat the brakes off of him, man. Like, not even. Yeah, I know you trolling me with that, dog. Yeah, man, nah, dog's gonna beat the brakes off him, dog. Deion Washington, what's good, man? Hey, I'm glad you cut it. You came in, man. That's good. UK tripping. Yeah, man. You know, no, that's a troll. That's a troll. He's just messing. Yeah, I've been doing live streams for a while now. I'm starting to get a clue when people are just, you know, I'm old, but I'm old and slow, but you know, I catch up occasionally. Hey, let me get back to this. That Connor Wilson says, I like how you keep asking these questions, Connor. That's all good. Nomaschenko versus Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia. I take Mikey Garcia. And I'm going to tell you this too. Nomaschenko is going to have to start changing his training regimen. He's going to have to stop doing them handstands and all that kind of crazy stuff. And he starts swimming in a pool because your body starts breaking down. After 30, your body starts breaking down. And I believe that shoulder, I have a theory that shoulder injury it's a repetitive use injury. And he's going to have to start focusing on more things like rest. And he's going to have to switch to something to a lot less athletic style of fighting, because as he gets to be 31, 32 years old, that stuff is going to start slowing down, man. And if there's any funny business going on at all, Mikey Garcia is the WBC lightweight champion, which means they're going to have him on that system. They're going to have he's going to have Margaret Goodman up his backside the whole time. But anyway, that's my take on it. I take Mikey Garcia over Lomachenko. Oh, Fanon Deuce 09 said, Fanon, off topic, what do you think about Kovalev versus Alvarez? I'm looking forward to it. Honestly, I think I would take I'd take Kovalev from what I've seen, you know. Oh, Sporting Icons UK said, Fanon, not gonna lie, I'm kind of curious to see Mikey versus Spence. I like seeing beatdowns. I'm sorry, but if he's that confident, why not Mikey? If Mikey's that, because Mikey's gonna get. I mean, I wouldn't mind it. I want to see. I mean, I see your point, but I want to see. I really do want to see. I want to see him, Mikey Garcia, do something at lightweight, man. That's a big boy, man. I mean, he can say that's what he wants, and that is a mega fight and all that. But I just think that's real dangerous, man. You know what I mean? Ali Vosa said better fight is going to catch Loma more than in his last fight. Yeah, and he just didn't look very big. He also doesn't look very big for lightweight. You know, I mean, I think he's maybe a kind of a tweener. He looked big at 130, but he didn't look that big and didn't look like those 140 pounders squeezing down to lightweight. Man, that's a lot of that's a lot, man. I'm telling you, that's a lot. And somebody, I don't know what he looks like against. This is gonna a lot of people are gonna think this is crazy, but I don't know what he looks like really against Robert Easter. Robert Easter is extremely, extremely long. And that's just he just looks, I don't know, man. But I know somebody will think I'm crazy for saying that. Crack a black. Pernell Whitaker versus Errol Spence. Who would win? Errol Spence. Errol Spence, because I think Errol Spence is better than Tito. I think Errol Spence is better than Trinidad. And I know that Pernell was probably a little bit older in his a little further along in his career because he was up at welterweight. But I think Errol Spence is too big for him, and that's kind of ugly. But I wouldn't be surprised if Pernell pulled it off because Pernell defensively is just bananas. You know what I mean? And very, 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 very hard to hit. But he got hit by the only guy that I think, other than the fight he pulled out of, the only fight that I think he really lost was against Trinidad. And I think there's some similarities between Trinidad and Felix Trinidad and Errol Spence, but I think Errol Spence is better than Trinidad. And I'm a big Trinidad. You know, Trinidad is one of my favorite fighters. And actually, that's kind of why I like Errol Spence Jr. so much, is because he reminds me of a southpaw Trinidad with a better body attack and better at cutting off the ring and bigger and faster hands. It's, you know, I just kind of where I am with him, man. I told you. Fanon, Bob Arum is gonna get in the middle of Lomo Mikey like Hearn is making Wilder versus Joshua. Yeah, until he's ready to throw him to the wolves, man. And if Mikey Garcia, yeah, he will, because he don't like Mikey Garcia, because Mikey Garcia got up out of there. You know, which is why I don't understand why people think that Mikey Garcia is going to sign with Eddie Hearn. Why would he do that? Go back to a promoter. That just seems like a guy that went through a lot of nonsense dealing with a promoter who made it real difficult for him to get out of it. And I don't think he regrets at all leaving Bob Arum. And he also, Robert Garcia, said something in an interview that I thought was very telling. And I know I'm getting off the subject a little bit. That Robert Garcia said, yeah, man, Eddie Hearn was calling me, but now he's calling Mikey. You know, he's just calling Mikey directly now. And so Robert Garcia didn't appreciate that, man. And when you go around people's families, you know, the guys that are responsible for that and doing their job, hey, man, these cats are loyal to one another. You know what I mean? And that's kind of like a little sneak move Eddie Hearn pulled, man. You should check out that Ellie Sethbag interview where he said it, where he talked about that. But nah, man, I don't yeah, I could see Bob Arum standing in the way of that. But like I said, Lomachenko, man, that injury, that's his first injury. You know, that's having to have surgery after 30 years old. That's something telling. You know what I mean? And I don't think it's, you know, maybe it's just the kind of Manny Pacquiao type of excuse, right? Because when he lost to Floyd Mayweather, he said he had a shoulder injury. You know, he needed to get surgery on his shoulder, right? Maybe that's, you know, could be a scenario where they're trying to save face and say, well, you know, yeah, I know he got knocked down and he didn't, you know, really look like he had a lot of power or whatever. He looked like he had power. That body shot was kind of ugly. But anyway, man, it is what it is. With all this nonsense Anthony Josh was doing, man, I'm feeling a lot more friendly towards Lomachenko and to Bob Arum having to deal with that nonsense. Cracker Black said, nah, man. Hey, man, I'm just telling you. Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry. Is something burning? Okay. Sorry about that. I started smelling pizza. I'm like, this don't smell right. This is a lot of gas. I guess I got to trust my wife. Sorry about that. VS1 Luke Stone said, Bud's the best I've seen in 20 years. You think Bud is better than do you think that Bud is better than Floyd? You think Bud is better than Floyd Mayweather was 20 years ago? Dang, I mean, that's a young Floyd. I don't think he's the best I've seen in 20 years. That's a little much. And also, I don't think he's better than Sweet Pea. That's a little much right there. That's a little much. And also, I don't think he's better than Andre Ward either. I mean, Terence Crawford better than Andre Ward? That's tough. That's tough. That's high praise, man. That's real high praise. Ash Kicking. I want to read what this note is from Ash Kicking. I agree the Lomo would win a rematch, but Easter is a younger, better version of Salido style. I acknowledge that it's ironic that I think each of the three could beat each other. Dang, good post there. Ash Kicking. Napoleon Armstrong said, Fanon, do you think Floyd could fight Canelo again for another cash run? Nah, he's too old. He needed to stay away from Canelo at this stage. I don't think he could, clearly. They would pay that money. Like, so the question is, could he fight him? Yeah, he could. And he could probably make a lot of money on that. But, you know, I don't think there's anybody that's going to make as much money as what he just got from McGregor, you know? So I don't think so. I just think Floyd needs to stay away. Oh, you say, yeah, he beats Floyd? Wow. That's a big statement there, man. Jose Granillo, excuse me for killing the name. YouTube police apparent crackdown on charity-based channel donations. What do you mean? Jed Daniels. What is that about? How can they crack down on that? You can all, I mean, I never heard anything being an issue with that. I don't think you can shoot. Anyway, it is. Super sporting icons. Hey, chat. Who y'all got? Brooke or Charlo in the fight? Oh my God. Y'all gotta be kidding. Are you really from the UK? Brooke is not beating Jamal Charlo or Jermell Charlo. Oh, they're looking into crackdown on charity-based channel. Okay. I don't understand that, but it don't make a difference to me. I'm not a nonprofit. Yeah. I'm not a nonprofit. Somali Pirate, I don't like Floyd, but Floyd would counter Crawford's slow hands all night. Crawford ain't got no slow hands, man. Hiram Lopez, what's good, man? How you feeling? I am chilling, man. Charlo puts Brooke in the hospital, no doubt. Oh, who's a troll? The dude that's saying that? I mean, yeah, I appreciate if you are a troll. I don't get what you're talking about, man. I know YouTube's terms and conditions, policies, and all that. And if somebody donates to a super chat or watches my video, they're playing ads. They get their cut of it. What do they care? You know what I mean? Now, if I was playing ads that weren't associated with YouTube and they're not getting their cut, then they could have they would have an issue with that. You know what I mean? There's guidelines around that. But not saying, hey, I thank you guys for supporting the channel. Thank you. I'm spending my personal money working with these kids, and I make videos so that I can afford to do that. And I appreciate it. You know what I mean? Why would YouTube care about that? Sometimes you have to be a nonprofit to get donations. Yeah, but this isn't a donation. This is exchange for services. You know what I mean? I'm talking boxing. That's it. Just thanks for supporting the cause. It is what it is. But all right, man. Thanks. If you guys want to, and I'll pay taxes too. It ain't like this don't get taxed. I get taxed. Anyway, yeah, you have to be a nonprofit not to have to pay taxes on the donation. You know what I mean? But yeah, this just operates like a job. Anyway, I don't want to get off into that, man. It's all good. Star Wars: Return of the Ponytail. Ha! Man, I want to see him back, man. God, dog. I want to see Keith Thurman back, looking good, fighting to tough competition. You know, getting in people's face. You know, once he signs for a big fight that I get to see, we get to roll with it, man. What's going on, Mr. French? How you feeling, man? I really appreciated your comments on the videos earlier today, man. It was nice. It was nice interacting with you in the comment section, man. Yes, sir. Crawford, Cali Freex. Crawford versus Horn is next week. I am amped about it because there have been no good bouts, really. Now I want to say no good bouts, no major bouts or no major boxing matches for the last 2 weeks. You know, so we just kind of been in this dry period. So I think we get very, very good. Hey, man, my pleasure, Matthew French. Wow, man. Raul Gutierrez said Thurman may be our version of David Hay. Ronald Finger said, I wonder if other channels get scolded. I don't know. I know everybody that does. What's good, Cardinal Wilson? I know everybody does a channel has people, you know, you give your opinion. That's all good. Whatever's clever, man. As long as you don't call me out my name too crazy. And if you do, I'll just delete your comment. And yeah, that's all it is. Jody Carandale, what's going on? How you feeling? How's life treating you? Yeah, hit the rose button. God. I like Beverly Rose. I swear to God, I do. Yes. A Weapons, salute. Oh, did I miss something from what's up with A Weapons? Oh, yeah, that's what's up. Hey, well, they're saying what's up to each other. What is this? PM Films Incorporated TR needs to get rid of Todd DeBuff. He's out of touch with the antiquated business models and shows no growth as a brand in 2018 plus. Yeah, I don't know, man, because he's got to do what he works for Bob Arum. I doubt very much that Bob Arum is anything but the boss in that type of situation. You know, Todd DeBuff is his son-in-law, so he more than likely is just, you know, making sure the paperwork gets done. That's how I can see it. That's how I see it, you know, and looking at it when not too long, not too distant future, taking over Top Rank, you know. But you know it is, man. Oh, Deion Washington said, what are you expecting from Tyson Fury next week? Just to get in the ring, get out of the ring with a decision. You know, throw some punches, get some rounds, clown a little bit, you know, knock the rust off. That's all I'm looking for out of him. I just want to see him. I just want to see him back in action. Knock some rust off. Been 3 years. You know, he's not going to be at his best. Clarence Hartman, is Lomo really not in your top 5 pound for pound? You talking to me? You talking to me? Yes, Lomachenko is in my top 5 pound for pound. Why would you ask that? JMJ 2121. Thank you, sir. He said Billy Joe Saunders mysterious injury. Yes, sir. Not too much of a mystery there, though, man. Not too much of a mystery. That money. Just like this mystery, just like Terence Crawford's mystery injury with his hand. They moved this fight right in time for an ESPN Plus app where you got to pay to see the bout. When they wanted to put it on pay-per-view, but it fell through because Manny Pacquiao pulled out. A Weapons, I gave you a shout out as well for 9, but it's all gravy. What's good? A Weapons, my bad. I didn't see that, man. I'm sorry. My apologies, sir. Let me go back. Who got timed out? Jeb Daniels. You got timed out for saying something crazy? Let's see what Jeb Daniels said. Just info. Peace. That's all good. I ain't worried about it, man. I mean, I appreciate your info. I mean, look, man. I read those. What's going on, man? I read what's going on, man. But I appreciate it. And I think they probably could be doing that because, I could see why they would do that. But I think, there's a difference. I'm just saying, just so to clarify, all I'm saying is, look, man, I do something, right? So, I give money to, if I gave money to a church or if I gave money to, what? Connor Wilson, Anthony Joshua, GGG, Lomachenko, Deontay Wilder, Billy Joe Saunders are your top 5? That's bananas, homie. I don't agree with that at all. I don't think I have one person on there, man. That's crazy. We need Mystery Incorporated on the Billy Joe Saunders case. Ain't no joke. He said bye. Beverly Rose don't play, man. God dog. Billy Joe Saunders is on confidence is on the rise. I dig him, but he's got to go all the way. Yeah, I think he's a good boxer, man. I think he's definitely a good fighter. So I got no issues with people liking Billy Joe Saunders. I wouldn't put him in it. I'm not putting him that high top 5 for 5. V. Lou Stone said Crawford, Wilder, Usyk, Spence, Lomachenko. Yeah, I just wouldn't have any heavyweights in there. And I could go with that. I would probably put, I know there's somebody in there that I keep missing. Crawford, Spence, Lomachenko. Oh, Canelo got busted. Usyk, I can see why people would put Usyk there. Canelo got busted. Otherwise, I put Canelo in there, but he got popped, so I can see why people would drop him. Hell no, GGG is a bum. He ain't a bum, man. He ain't a bum. Sporting Icons UK. Fanon, you think the pay-per-view model is outdated because of technology? Now, whether you agree with it or not, people can go online and watch a free stream of fights. I mean, for the time being, I think that this is going to be. I think people will find a way. I think that the producers of that stuff are going to find their way around it, and shut some of that off eventually. But I mean, I don't like the pay-per-view model. I know why boxers would like the pay-per-view model, but pay for individual events, right? And you don't have to have any other contracts. You don't have to have any, you don't get any other content with it. But all this, you got to pay to watch all this stuff on the internet one way or the other. It's just whether or not that the individual fighter can monetize it. So, I like the fact that pay-per-view, a large amount of that goes to the boxer. I think that's a good thing for the boxer. But I'm just not terribly in love with having to pay $70 to watch a fight. You know what I mean? I really wish that advertisers would foot the bill for those things. But I think that would take, pretty much all these boxers being under the same roof, in some type of league type of situation. Love One Down Gatherer said, yeah, one and done. This what's good with you, man. That's been a long time, man. Why is Connor timeout? What didn't even say? I don't know, man. I don't get in the middle of that. I try not to get in the middle of that too much. Reggie, what's up for Roy Jones versus Andre Ward at light heavyweight? And please let the people know how good Mike McCallum. Man, Mike McCallum was a super ducked type of cat, man. Super duck. But yeah, he was a great fighter. And Roy Jones versus Roy Jones at light heavyweight. Roy Jones. Roy Jones. But it's tough. I can see it going either way. I can see it happening either way. Love Down, Love One Down Gatherer. Fanon, I appreciate you talking about what you're talking about. All boxing. I love boxing. I want to hear more about 3 boxers. It gets boring. Here, the same 3 or 4 boxers. There are thousands of boxers. Let me tell you something, man. I appreciate you talking about all boxing. I love boxing. I want to hear about more than 3 boxers to get it gets boring to hear about the 3 same or 4 boxers. There are thousands of boxers. Yeah, man, but here's the thing, man. There's also thousands of boxing channels. You know what I mean? And it's not possible for everybody to cover every boxer. So what I like to do is I like to talk about a lot of boxers in the live streams. So if you want to talk about like Josh Taylor, if you want to talk about and mention other fighters that are up and coming, I try to do a live stream every day. And that's the purpose of the live stream. So we can talk about whatever subject that you want to talk about on this channel. You put Fanon at the top, right? You put the Fanon in bolds or at Fanon like you see with Sporting Icons UK, and I will address that point, right? If in a super chat, it automatically flashes out, and I'm going to answer that question as well. But if you have Fanon on there and I see it, I'm going to get to it, and we can talk about that, and other people can talk about that. But the difficulty in doing that with regular videos is that you don't want to isolate I can't isolate subscribers. You know what I mean? And what I do is I try to talk about what subscribers want to talk about. And the way to know what subscribers want to talk about are what videos are subscribers watching that you do, right? So you try to, now I have access to a community tab now, so I can send different things out, do different things, right? And I'm trying to get better with it. But, you know, talking about Mark Magsayo to the people that I talk about boxing with on a regular basis, and I communicate within my box, and who support my channel, you know, they're really not going to be too interested in, you know, a 20-minute video about Mark Magsayo. That's just not a subject matter right now that really intrigues them. Some, you know, it does, but when we do that, you know, we do that in the live streams, man. So I think the best way for you to get that out of this channel is just to attend the live streams. Subscribe, hit the bell icon, put Fanon in all caps, and ask a couple questions about it. If I don't get it to the first time, ask the question again with Fanon with all caps on it, and then you and I can have a good back and forth about it. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to subject. I'm seriously. I look at it this way. Antonio McCrae is somebody that comes to my channel on a regular basis. So does One and Done. So does Ronald Finkel. If I know that, look, people are like, look, man, I'm really ticked. My subscribers are ticked off about Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder, the fight not happening, and there's news that are coming out about that, then, hey, man, I'm going to talk about that because I want to be able to give those guys the information that I think that their participation tells me that they want to hear. You know, that's just how I see it, you know? Oh, no, I can't say that. One of those belts, not AJ. I got to get Fanon to say it. Oh, no doubt about it, Yadi. I mean, I know what you're referring to. Tyson Fury dropped the Tyson Fury dropped it, dog. Fanon, he's a troll. Yeah, I mean, Fanon, why do you think I haven't seen him do anything disrespectful, but like I said, man, this is a community deal, man. I'm not handing out a lot of wrenches anymore. So, hey, man, if you got a problem with Beverly, she's a little quick on the trigger. Just say Beverly, hey, my bad. You know, can I just say what I want to say? She'll let you. She'll get off your neck, I'm sure. At Sporting Icons UK F9, why do you think White is having second thoughts about fighting Luis Ortiz after calling him old and a bum? Because he doesn't think he's old and he doesn't think he's a bum. That's why. He doesn't think he's old and he doesn't think he's a bum. Matter of fact, he knows he ain't a bum. So consequently, he's like, I don't know. Maybe I'll go with Pulev. You know what I mean? So nah, I don't even think he had a first thought about fighting him, quite honestly. Let me see. I think Tabiti is the best cruiserweight. Cool, Deion Washington. I can appreciate that. I got to watch him a little bit more closely. Fanon 100. That's what's up. I don't know what the 100 is, but I missed because I run my mouth so much over skipping topics around. Oh, Fanon, in your opinion, Floyd Mayweather or Pernell Whitaker, who wins in their prime? And 135, Pernell Whitaker. I think Pernell Whitaker. I think Pernell Whitaker is the more talented boxer. That's my take. Fanon, off topic. Can Deontay Wilder force Eddie Hearn to make the fight if he asks his American fans to boycott DAZN by doing so? Hit Eve? Nah, I don't think that'll work. I don't think that works. I think that DAZN thing's gonna fall on his face. Period. I mean, what is on DAZN? What is DAZN? You know what I mean? Like, what is that? You know, outside of like, I mean, are you hearing stuff coming up on ESPN about DAZN? No, because they ain't gonna. They're not even gonna. DAZN's not even gonna publicize DAZN. I mean, ESPN's not gonna tell anybody about DAZN because they're trying to compete against ESPN. You know what I mean? CBS isn't going to tell anybody about DAZN because they're trying to compete against Showtime. Disney's not going to tell anybody about it because they're trying to. I mean, I don't understand how in the mainstream media in the United States they're going to even have anybody try to have anybody even talk about that app. You know what I mean? That's why they're not even acting like they want Anthony Joshua on that. I just think that's a gimmick, man. I mean, and honestly, it might be desperation out of Eddie Hearn. There ain't no, let me put it this way. If ESPN had made that offer to Eddie Hearn, that would be an issue. If ESPN said they were going to put $1 billion behind that, you know, or $250 million a year into purses for fighting, that would be an issue. Because ESPN has the marketing mechanism to sell that stuff, you know? One and done, it says, Fanon, what's your opinion on my personal fave this year? Julio Cesar La Cruz. He's an amateur, but he's fought some pro amateur fights too. I don't know. I haven't seen him. I got to look him up. I will do that though. Julio Cesar La Cruz. All right. Let me write it down and I will look at it. And the next time we talk, unless I don't have my pen, I'll try to remember to get to that. But now I'm not sure if he's an amateur right now. I really haven't had a chance to see him. I'm having a hard enough time keeping up with like the new young professionals like Money Pal and Money Pal the Fourth and Telefimo Lopez. You know, those type of guys I'm looking to, you know, see built Devin Haney, Ryan Alexander. That's kind of where they start hitting up. You know what I mean? That's what's up. One and done. Say, you know, I stand up for my Cubans. Hey, by the way, though, one and done is I heard a crazy rumor. About Rigondeaux. And I didn't put it in. I'm not going to put it in the video because I'm not going to do that. But because that's just, you know, this is just a rumor. And I definitely don't want anybody but, you know, maybe people who are well into the first hour of my into the hour of this live stream to hear it. But I was told, you say, you know about that dough? You know about that dough? Dog. Hey, man. Hey, man. He should stay ghost. What's good? And from what I hear, he can stay ghost. Let's put it that way. And I got that out of a cat that went to high school with him. Nah, dog. Woolbag, nah, dog. He didn't get banished into the shadow realm. He got paid into the shadow realm. He walked off nicely. He walked off nicely. And I'm going to tell you this. I know it because I know it. He got paid nicely. You know how they say that Adrien Broner only has a $1.5 million purse, but Steven Espinoza said that they would be clever to you know, people would be crazy to think that's all he makes. You think that that's all he made for that fight? You crazy. Put it that way. Why else would he, if he only made $400,000 for that fight, why would he turn down the World Boxing Super Series? Oh, you're not going to live very long on this channel. Rishai Dokia. I'm going to count down to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you made it to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hey, nobody bopped you. Good for you. Rubbish. Timed out by Beverly Rose. Bloop. Got slapped. Boop. Come on, dog. He said, nope. He didn't make it out of there. See, that's why I roll with Beverly. Because Beverly be on it, dog. They not letting that slip, man. They not letting it slip, homie. They not letting it slip. Rubbish. How y'all be knowing what rubbish is, man? Deion Washington said, Rasheed, you lucky that I don't have a wrench. Oh, I know Deion Washington. Deion Washington has a wrench. I got to do this because Deion comes all the time. You got a lynch. You got a lynch wrench. Well, man. Oh, that's funny. I can't give any more out for the month. I'm down to one a month. But it's Deion Washington. Boxing voice Woolbag. I'm not sure that. Woolbag. Errol Spence wants to fight the WBC champion. He implies he's willing to participate in random drug testing. Yeah, I don't see why people would think he wouldn't be, man. What's good, Sal Gutierrez? I was saying, man, I hadn't heard you, man. I ain't seen you in a minute. What's good, my man? How you doing? Hey, man, you know they trying to get with Canelo. You know, Billy Joe's like, look, I ain't fighting Martin Murray. If this fight falls through, I want to fight Canelo. He needed to. That's funny, man. Continued growth does not equate Povetkin. I'm not sure what that means. Your thirst is invigorating flower power. That's what's up. Oh, man. She's vicious with that roll. I'm telling you, man, she's vicious with that wrench. Vicious with the wrench. Buddy Hall said, just like Walter's Joshua Clottey, get second paycheck mates to make the star look good. Compliments of Top Rank. They get an extra check. Hey, man, they said my dude lives in the same neighborhood, went to high school with dude. So, nah, dog. Now you can be gone, Connor. Yeah, they're going to blast out with you, dude. Sorry, Connor. Nah, Cass, UK fighters aren't trash. I got one of my favorite up-and-coming fighter is from the UK. I got several UK fighters I'm liking. I like I'm looking like I like Daniel Dubois. I like Anthony Yarde, even though I think Anthony Yarde needs to get his defense together a little better. I definitely like Billy Joe Saunders. I like Tyson Fury. I like Josh Kelly. I like Josh Taylor. I'm okay on Josh Kelly, but they got a lot of them, man. They got a lot of them. They've got good fighters over there. They really do. The thing for me that's killing the UK and just like right now is just the yuppie fans. It's like the little kid yuppie fans of passive student. You need to stop worrying about that, man. That dude ain't juicing. That's him, dude. That dude was beating the tars out of people in the amateurs like that, man. He's not. That is not juicing. That's just country. And he's been tested, man. So I don't believe that. I don't know what there is to worry about that. You know? But yeah, man, there's a lot of good Yeah. O'Hara Davies has a good personality. He got thrown under the bus by Eddie Hearn. See, that's another example, man, of why. Go ahead and sign with Eddie if you want. Eddie Hearn was big time behind O'Hara Davies until he said something about the Sun magazine. Like he did something that was just like, he acting like he did like a Roseanne Barr or something and threw that dude out the window. He said, Miss Beverly Davies let me down. Yeah, he got in there with Josh Taylor and got beat up, man. But I think there's a lot of people that are gonna get beat up by Josh Taylor. I think Josh Taylor's just a better fighter, man. David, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna say David because I don't want to kill your name. Says Errol Spence is dropping a lot to make 147. Yeah, he did. I mean, he's a big dude, without a doubt. Love Down Gallus says AJ killing the UK. Eddie Hearn's, I mean, the thing that's making them good, that made them exciting, when they try to just take that and run too far with it, it's kind of like, an artist that you like, and then all of a sudden they get really, really arrogant. And they, in the United States, we call it going Hollywood. You get guys that go Hollywood. It's like it's tough to, you don't support them anymore. You don't like them anymore. There's a lot of people that felt that way about Floyd Mayweather. Like Floyd Mayweather's good, you know, when he was on his way up and Oscar De La Hoya was the big thing. It was like, come on, man. Oh, I like Isaac Dogbo a lot. And I thought Isaac Dogbo was going to beat that dude, man, Jesse Magdaleno. Heck yeah, I like Isaac Dogbo. But anyway, man, it is what it is. O'Hara is signed to Frank Warren. He has Flanagan and Clatter. Also, I reckon they both beat O'Hara. Yeah, O'Hara Davies is signed to Frank Warren now. He was with Eddie Hearn. I'm almost positive he was with Eddie Hearn. He was with Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn dropped him, and Frank Warren picked him up. After O'Hara Davies got in some argument over some and said something about the Sun magazine, and the Sun magazine had done something back in the day about, said something about a soccer match where a bunch of people passed away and blamed a certain soccer team's fan on a riot or something. So the people in that area got really upset with the Sun. And then O'Hara Davies said something about the Sun, and this is like the Sun magazine or the Sun newspaper. And because he said it, he was like supposed to be having been real insensitive to the issue. And as a result, Eddie Hearn threw him under the bus. Sup for 9, Outer International Boxing. What's good, Stephen Bailey? I'm chilling. He got $90K to fight Taylor. That's good. That, I mean, for a domestic fighter to get $90,000 for a fight, a domestic level fighter getting $90,000 a fight, that's the beauty of UK boxing right there. I'm telling you, that right there, the local boxing in the UK, that is the strength. Because in the UK, a domestic level fighter can earn a good living. You can be a Liam Smith, you can be a Liam Walsh and make a good living in the UK. Because there's a very good domestic level scene, like Huey Fury won the Commonwealth heavyweight title. That doesn't even exist in the United States. But when you try to take that and then try to act like you got real world-class fighters on the level of the United States, you're tripping. That's all we have. It's like get great or starve here. You know what I mean? It's get great or starve. You either going to go be a absolute monster in the ring and be one of the top 5-6 guys in boxing, right? Get a belt, something like that, or starve, unless you're with the PBC who pays everybody good money. But that's my take, man. Beverly Rose says UK has pure pugilism fans. The era of Eddie Hearn has brought out hordes of casuals, unfortunately. Yeah, no doubt about it. It is. And it's just, but I mean, it'll be okay if they really do like fall in love with boxing and they learn what's going on and they don't take stuff, if they get out of that, it's okay to be an avid boxing fan that's just learning, so I understand. It's like I don't even want, after I realize who I'm talking to, it makes it a little easier. Because when people say things that are just ridiculous, like what heavyweight has 40 professional fights and is only making $2 million a fight. Are you a dummy? How many fighters, heavyweight fighters that have 40 fights are making $2 million a fight? Dummy. You know what I mean? You think, first of all, you got to be a hell of a heavyweight to get 40 fights. You know what I mean? But do you think Chris Arreola is making $2 million? You got 3 heavyweights that are doing that. Active heavyweights that are doing that. Making $2 million. It's just you just don't understand what's going on, man. Acting as if you're not the absolute number one money maker in boxing, you're broke. Come on, man. Anyway, it is what it is with some of that nonsense. Let me back up a little bit here, man. See if I missed something. What up, Carl Burrell? Sorry, man, I didn't see that earlier. Oh, Joshua Bautista. I think I have seen him. Is that heavyweight, that African heavyweight? There's an African heavyweight that I liked, that I saw that people are talking about. If that's him, if that's not him, forgive me. Fanon, out of all of those fighters you named, only has proven himself on top level, and that's Fury. Hey, man, that doesn't mean I don't like them and think that they're a good fighter. Shoot. I like Devin Haney, and Devin Haney has improved himself on the top level. You know what I mean? I like all kind of fighters. And I like Gervonta Davis. I don't think Gervonta Davis has proven himself at the top level. I like there's a lot of fighters that I like that have improved themselves at the top level. Tyson Fury I think is the man in the heavyweight division until proven otherwise. You know, so that's a different scenario with Tyson Fury. But I like all those guys. Those guys can fight. They really can, man. They got good fighters there. And then they've got fighters that guys aren't that great, but they got exciting, fun fights to watch, you know? Shoot. I mean, but I can go like David. Well, I guess David Benavidez. David Benavidez has proven himself at one level above the top, man. Oh, Ash Kicking Progress says Ife is the heavyweight, African heavyweight you're thinking about. Thanks, man. Yeah, I know that was about TC. I just got to check him out. I said I approved Devin Haney. Been a fan for 2 years now. Yeah, he's a tremendous athlete, man. Effie Agagba is the next Nigerian nightmare. Hey, I would be very surprised if there's not some Nigerians coming out there throwing hands, man. Because I like Ikabe Ibuchi. I like Samuel Peter. Anthony Joshua is a very, very good heavyweight. I mean, there should be good heavyweights coming out of Nigeria, man. First of all, because they got some really big boys over there. They got a good number of dudes, Nigerian dudes. Now I don't know what cultural group or they're associated with, but hey, some of them dudes are real big, real strong. They say Agagba was an Olympian. Ryan Garcia, softest boxer of the year. He needs a Somali pirate. He needs to stop pulling. He needs to stop pulling back with his chin in the air, man. What time is what on? Reverend Pickles, if you're talking about Terence Crawford versus Jeff Horn, probably on 9 a.m., like 9 o'clock Central. I think this is going to be in Vegas, so it's probably going to be like 9 o'clock. The battle probably wind up being on sometime around 10 o'clock Eastern, 11 o'clock Eastern, 10 o'clock Central, something like that. I'm a pasty skinned Scotsman. Yeah, no doubt about it. Ikabe Ibuchi was crazy, but he could fight though. That's a big, strong dude, man. I was looking forward because I thought he was better than Samuel Peter. So I thought he was going to be able to give my man. I thought he was going to be able to give my man Vladimir Klitschko and Vitaly Klitschko a good go, but hey man, it didn't work out. Deion Washington. I'm going to the Regis Porgray versus Juan Jose Velasco, July 14th at the University. It's a UNO. That fight's going to be a UNO. Cool. Man, there is a drive-through daiquiri shop over by UNO that I would absolutely love to go to again. And I got family that lives right there. I got family lives right there by UNO. That's what's up. Albert at East Nigeria got the big dudes. They love boxing. Joshua got Yoruba roots, West Nigeria. Those dudes all talk for real. It's funny though, man. Somebody said when I was a little younger, there was a cat from Nigeria that said I ran like a Yoruba. And I was like, he was like, man, you move like a Yoruba. I was like, I don't know what a Yoruba moves like. So I didn't know whether to take that as a compliment or not. But now that you say Joshua is Yoruba, he don't move that well. Oh, man. I thought David Azone was going to be great. Damned. That's my man. A Weapons. Riga should have forced that title shot. I don't know whether he could have forced that title shot or not, man. Because if Bob Arum don't want the bout to happen, Bob Arum ain't going to make the fight. And he feels like that guy's a draw in his hometown, and he did good numbers on ESPN. So they're not going to try ESPN. They're not going to throw away the chips that they have. And fighting Jose Ramirez, fighting Regis Porgray would have been throwing them chips in the garbage can. Just be real. He'd have been throwing them chips right in the garbage can. So I understand where he's coming from on that. I respect his decision. Woolbag said AJ needs to take that tattoo off his arm. And I know Eddie Hearn wants that off his arm so bad. Eddie Hearn wants to get him to get that, whatever you call that, whatever you call it when you draw. He probably wants him to draw. Hey, Anthony, please put the Union Jack over that African sign, please. You know he wants to. I wouldn't be surprised if he does it, dog. Go ahead and put that Union Jack on that arm, man. Love one down gatherer said, Fanon, I like Fury too. He's only beat Klitschko and he was old and Jennings just gave him all he could handle. Ortiz KO Jennings. Wilder is the man. Fury talks a good game. Hey, no, man, I think Tyson Fury is I don't know. I don't think that Jennings gave. Well, first of all, I don't really do all that. Yeah, Lakefront Arena, you know, I know where it is. I definitely want to go. We used to have them crawfish boils out there when I was in college. Drunk as a skunk, talking to girls from Xavier. Drunk as a skunk. Drinking daiquiris from that drive-through, howling at girls from Xavier. Fun time in life, man. Real fun time in life. What's wrong with UK boxing is AJ got caught with 8 ounces of, got kicked off GB team, then got back and forgets about it. I don't know, man. I think that dude should have taken that $50 million and I'd have forgiven all. They call him Femi Fam. Femi Fam. Fanon, any opinions? James the Beast Wilson being a prospect for the heavyweight division? No, sir. I got to catch up on that one too. Got to catch up on that one. If you want to ask about prospects for the heavyweight division, I always go to my man, Mr. Boxing Today 2. That is the dude with the heavyweight prospect conversations. I'm telling you, you'll love his channel. Check him out. Subscribe. Hit the bell icon. Attend his live streams and ask the dude questions. That dude has the heavyweight division broken down to a T. I do believe that you will like it a lot. But look, I think I'm well over my time limit here. I'm an hour and 18 minutes. So pretty soon I'm about to bounce. I'm gonna go through a few more questions, man. Thank you to everybody for showing up. But I got about 10 more minutes tops before I gotta go do, some work. Vinny C says at least AJ acknowledges his African roots and wants to fight in Africa. Vinny C, you believe that dude wants to fight in Africa? I got something to sell you. He don't want to fight in Africa. Why he want to fight in Africa? He don't want to fight in the United States. He said, why would he fight in Africa since he owes all his loyalty to his UK fans? He don't want to go there, man. And he's full of it. That's what he is. He's full of it. Oh, Beverly Rose said I'll be making a video soon about AJ's personality and why he won't get out of Hearn's bed. Wow, dog. He's up in bed with that dude, though, for real. Beverly be slapping people. Do you think, Dion Washington, do you think Bob Arum will delay Lomachenko's unification versus Ray Beltran after the injury? Yeah. Well, no, I think he's going to go to Beltran. And I don't really, I think he'll go to Beltran. I don't think he's going to want to fight Mikey Garcia or Robert Easter anytime soon. But I think he'll go right back to it. Every fight that the guy's had has been a title shot. So that's honestly that's the best accolade that Lomachenko has in my eyes. More so than a lot of the other things that people say, is that every fight of his career so far has been a championship fight. So he keeps fighting for championship belts. He keeps fighting in a situation where everything's on the line for him. Yeah, Reese Mack, Lomachenko's showing signs of breaking down. Yeah, shoulder surgery after 30 years old is a sign of breaking down. It's where you do need to start wondering whether or not this guy's gonna, whether or not he's gonna start being injury prone, and those things are gonna start happening more. Only Africa knows I'm Ghanaian and nobody wants to see AJ. Wow, I didn't know you were African. Well, I mean, I figured that you, of the direct variety. Anyway, yeah, yes, he does show signs of breaking down, because that's what happens when you get a shoulder injury like that. So look, I'm about to roll up out of here, man. Much love to everybody in this chat. Hey, if you guys, oh, you're Asante? Cool. Awesome. Oh, Harold Tanner, what do you think about nobody giving Robert Easter a chance? I think it's a great fight. I think the same thing that you do. I think it's going to be a great fight. I'm looking forward to it. I've actually reached out to Robert Easter a bunch of times, man. I'm not very good at getting interviews, man, because if I send you one email and I don't hear back, I'm not going to send 10, 12 of them, hoping I catch your eye eventually. I guess that's a weakness in my game. But I really do like Robert Easter, man. I'm wishing him the best in this bout. So anyway, look, I appreciate everybody. Much love to everybody on the channel, man. Thanks to everybody in the super chat for supporting. I'm about to bounce. I might come back later this evening, try to put in some work, have a good boxing conversation, y'all, or if y'all interested in it. And that's what's up. And with that, oh man, somebody said Garcia TKO's Eastern 8. I don't see that. But it is what it is. And with that, I'm out. Peace.